For a long time, I always wanted to be a soldier. I always wanted to be in the military. Ever since I was a young kid, the military to me was such an amazing thing. I used to look at their flyers and I used to say, I want to be a soldier mom. I wanted to march. So I used to play with my little soldier toys and I used to pretend like I was a general and leading an army into war. Well, my day being in the military and leading my unit into war is going to happen. I just graduated high school. I'm this kid that was a great athlete. I had a whole bunch of honors in high school, and my mother wanted me to go to college. But I told my mother no. My dreams is to be in the military. I couldn't wait to sign up. So I did. When I signed up, I was the happiest person in the world. But I didn't know the military was going to be what I thought it wasn't going to be. When I did that grueling training, I really was changing my mind about being in the military at that time. But I started to love it when I started to travel to all these different countries like Africa, South America, Greenland, Australia. I even went to Italy and went to Japan. Now, I know a lot of people say Japan. I know, but Pearl Harbor didn't start until 1941. I was just enjoying myself. I was getting education, plus I was getting paid, plus I was living on base. Now, this is 1937, so I wasn't even married yet. I didn't even have a girlfriend. I really was just living a single life, just doing whatever I wanted to do. I visited my mom, had her cook food, seen my brother. We continued to play sports. I coached. But I never knew in the coming years I'll be in the biggest war in history. Now, 1941 came, and I'm thinking to myself, I need to find myself a wife. But I never knew that I was about to go back in the army. Now, I was on leave, but I was still working through the army. I was still trying to promote the military. So, my mother was cooking dinner for me and my brother. My brother was older than me, but not that much older than me. We were sitting down talking, having some iced tea and some cookies. Next thing you know, my dad comes in the house, off of work. My dad was a construction worker, so he was really tired. And he said, look, y'all two got mail. And it looks like y'all got mail from Washington. Me getting mail from Washington was always something that I will I will have because I was in the military. My brother, I didn't understand why my brother got something from the military or something from Washington. So I asked my brother to open his first. He opened it and his mouth just dropped and his head dropped. And I'm like, what's wrong? So I took the paper away from him and I started reading. It said he was drafted. Now, I don't know what happened and why he was drafted, but he was drafted. So I'm like, listen, you're in the army with me. So you don't have to worry about it. We're both going in together because I've been called back to work. And they said in Paris. Now, I didn't know why I'm going back to Paris because I was already there before. So I really didn't care to go back. I wanted to go on another trip. But I didn't know this might be the last time I ever see my family or ever see my brother again. Me and my brother made it to Paris and we really enjoyed ourselves. See, my brother, he was still married, But when you got that alcohol in my brother, he act like he wasn't married. I'm never going to say me and my brother didn't do any dirt. We did. My brother regretted it after he got sober, but he enjoyed it. He also was in training. Now, my brother would never tell me why he was in training and what training or what unit he was in because my brother said it was top secret. So I really didn't mind it, the not to know, because when I was first in the military, they told us in certain units are very top secret, and we had to keep our secrets to ourselves and not to tell anybody. And we had to sign a piece of paper to make sure that we would not mention any secrets that we had gotten from any of our units or any of our generals. My brother was sitting up there talking to me and saying, I don't know about this. Something's funny, and they're not telling us. And they're just sending us off to places. And I never even shot a gun. I shot a gun for the first time yesterday, and I almost broke my freaking wrist, and the gun hit me in my face. Now, see, back in them times, in the 30s, we really didn't have good guns at that time. They always jammed, or they will always kick back you and hit you right in your face, or they will injure your wrist or your hand. But we had to learn. Now, I had a cousin that was also in the Army. He was a sniper. But the thing about it is that he was in a different unit too. And he came up to me and he gave me the biggest hug in the world. And I'm like, damn, I haven't seen you in years. He said, yeah, I've been training. And I was training over there in Massachusetts to learn how to shoot long range. And it's been interesting. I asked him, did he get to travel? He said, I traveled to Africa, but never got a chance to travel anywhere else because I hurt my leg. So they discharged me on honorable discharge, and they waited for me to heal so I can come back into the unit. And I healed, and this is when everything happened. What happened? You didn't hear about it? Pearl Harbor been attacked by the Japanese. I didn't hear nothing about this. It was all over the radio. Even Roosevelt spoke and said that he declared war on Japan. Wow, I didn't know that. Now, see, me being a radio freak, when I'm always listening to the radio, I guess I didn't hear the radio that day about Pearl Harbor being attacked. You didn't see the frantic and panicking people? People running and crying and calling Japanese people pigs, and they were trying to kill Japanese people in the United States. They actually moved some of the Japanese to these concentration camps or camps so they could be protected. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. So my cousin went back to his unit, and my brother told me, well, man, we're about to get on this train. Oh, I don't know where we're going, but you need to write me. Well, I will write you. You better write Mom. We gave each other a hug, and it says our love yous, and he went off. Now me, I was getting ready to go with my unit on this train. We didn't know where we were going. We were briefed on the train. So we got on the train. It was about a 5-hour ride to where we had to go. Our general came up and started talking to us. I see everybody's here and I see everybody's ready to fight for their country. Now, I know some of y'all, or probably most of y'all, heard about the attacks on Pearl Harbor. Now, I know a lot of y'all are probably thinking, why we're not out here fighting the Japanese? Because we're not fighting the Japanese because we're fighting a bigger monster. We're fighting the Nazis. We're fighting Adolf Hitler. Now, I know a lot of y'all do not know Adolf Hitler, or y'all probably don't even know anything about the Nazis. And that's good. But y'all are going to learn today about the Nazis. Y'all are going to a little small town that y'all have to protect this bridge. The Nazis are coming from the south, and they're coming to take over this bridge. Now, if they get to this bridge, They will have part of this town, and they're going to start another unit there that they probably can kill off any other unit that comes through there. So we must protect this bridge in a little small town that's there. This is y'all first time, or y'all been to war before? Because I know a lot of y'all soldiers are probably from here, from World War One. I honor y'all, but I'm hoping that y'all prepare for this. These people that are next to you, y'all need to protect them. And the person that's beside you, you need to watch over them. Because this is a family right now. And we're going to protect each other like a family. So the general saluted us. We saluted him, and he walked off. Then we sat down. And I was talking to one of my colleagues. And I said, we're going to a town that we don't know nothing about, and a bridge that we got to protect. This is crazy. I just said, I'm just going to take a nap. Wake me when we get there. So I laid down, closed my eyes. 5 hours later, we reached our destination. We got off the train, and then we got on this military jeep. Everybody was quiet. Nobody spoke. People up there smoking cigarettes, eating candy, sitting up there, praying. Some had rosary beads. Other ones were eating and shaking their hands, trying to put their fork up to their mouths. See people drinking out of their canteens. Can't barely even drink out their canteens. Some are throwing up. And we haven't even reached the bridge yet. We got into the bridge, and the bridge was huge. I said, we have to protect this bridge? My goodness gracious. It's like the Golden Gate Bridge. And we walked across the bridge, and we were debriefed again. We were told that we had to protect this bridge at all costs. We could not let one German soldier get across this bridge. So they said they were going to split us in units. I was going to be on the bridge with the other couple of soldiers. We're going to have to be the ones that shoots the signal flares when we see a German tank or a German plane or any type of soldier that tries to come across this bridge. And even if we see people that live in the town, we must check them for weapons, and we must ask for ID from them. And if we find out that they're not the people that live in this town, we must arrest them, and we must take them away quickly, so no other German will see us take them. Now, I never ever did patrol before, and sitting in a bunker, it was really cold out there at that time. Temperature was about, I say, 30. So we couldn't even really light fires, and we really couldn't smoke. But one of my soldiers was up there smoking a pack of cigarettes. He didn't care, and he was up there shaking. And I'm like, "You all right?" Man, it's cold as shit out here. They got us sitting up here watching some damn bridge. For what? Man, I wish these Nazis hurry up and come so we can do something. Because it's fucking cold. I'd rather be shooting my gun and get warm than sitting here and freeze to death. I started laughing. And then we just started having a conversation about family, friends, women. And next thing you know, I heard a noise. Now, it's about 12 midnight. And I'm thinking, why would they attack us at 12 midnight? This is just me, because I've never been in this situation before. And next thing you know, you see a flare go up. The flare was so bright that it looks just like the sun. And next thing you know, you heard a big explosion. I mean, the explosion was so loud that it knocked me into my gun. I got up. I wiped my eyes because I couldn't see. I kept seeing spots in front of my eyes. And next thing you know, you heard the Nazis are here. And everybody started shooting. So I shot the flares up, which I probably didn't need to do. And next thing you know, I took the gun that I had and I started shooting. And next thing you know, I'm hearing whizzing of bullets. I see my partner get shot in the head, and he died instantly right in front of me. He laid on me, and I pushed him out the way, and I still was shooting. Now I'm the only one left shooting on this bridge. And next thing you know, I see other soldiers come up. My unit was shooting. And I heard bombs blasting all around me. And I see a plane coming down. And he started shooting his gun at me. And I ducked, praying to God that I don't die. I'm shaking and shooting and crying inside. But I tried to keep my focus. And then they told me to fall back. And I'm falling back and they're still shooting at me. And the bullets are whizzing by me, missing me by seconds. And missing me by inches. I get over and I hide behind one of the pillars. And I'm still shooting. And next thing you know, I was out like a light. I woke up. And I wasn't near that pillar no more. I was near a car that was on fire. And one of my sergeants was waking me up. Come on, we gotta go. Come on, can you walk? Can you walk? Yeah, I can walk. I can walk. Come on, get up. We got to fall back. And my sergeant was up there shooting. You see the Nazi run up, and he shot him straight to his head. He fell on the ground. He's up there pulling me up. I get up and I start running behind him. We get into this little barn, and we're still shooting outside. And then one of our army tanks comes out and starts shooting these loud blasts of these missiles. I never heard so much loud noise in my life. And I'm hearing screaming, and I'm hearing, help me, please help me. I don't want to die. That's all you were hearing. You're hearing, mama, please mama, I need my mommy. That's all I'm hearing. And I'm hearing people screaming for their wives. I hear people screaming for God or cursing God. Shooting my gun, and I just couldn't stop shooting because Nazis were coming out of every single spot you can even imagine. I don't know how many soldiers I shot, how many Nazis I shot and killed, but I'd never seen so much death with carnage. Bodies all over the ground, bodies blown to bits, heads, arms, legs, everywhere. Blood, it's just like I've never seen so much blood in my life. And all you hear is people screaming. Nazis running around shooting people that are trying to get up. My unit, halfway gone. I'm up there shaking my head and I'm trying to get myself focused. So my sergeant grabbed me and he pulled me and he said, come on, we cannot stay here. And we go down these steps and we go out this back door and then we go to hide. The Nazis were walking around looking for people, looking for soldiers. They walked right past where we were. And he told me to keep quiet. We have to try to get out of here and try to find another unit. Because there's a unit not that far from here. That's stationed. We need to get to them. It was just me and him. And I never ever thought I would see this day of war. Carnage. And I never seen so much people screaming and hollering in pain. People burning to death. I never seen so many body parts. It's like I could see him every time I close my eyes. This is war brings you. This is death. This is hell. These are demons. They're shooting at us. I never thought I would hate a Nazi or hate a German, but that day I did. So we both started running and hiding. And we ended up getting to another unit. And we explained what happened. The Germans actually wiped out my whole unit. Nobody survived, with just me and my sergeant. I sat there on a hospital bed and I just started to cry. And I started to cry and I started to beat my hand against the bed, wishing I could have saved a lot more soldiers, wishing I didn't have to see all my friends die right in front of me. As I seen that bullet hit one of my unit's head, and I watched his eyes just go back of his head and he fell against me. I can't get that out of my head. Watching people on fire, watching the tanks just shoot and destroy other tanks, watching soldiers run up to each other and fight each other and stab each other and kill each other at close fist-to-fist battles. I never thought I would see any of this. I'm only 21. I want to know what's going on with my brother. Is my brother going through the same situation? I need to know. Will somebody please find my brother for me? Tell him to write a letter to me. I need to know if my brother's okay, because I have to go back out here. I have to go with another unit. I'm heading over here to Rome. We have to go and try to save some people. And I don't know if I'm coming back. I don't know if my mental stage or my mental health. I'm going crazy. I just seen death everywhere. This is not fair. All this for what? Why are we fighting this war? Please, I'm writing this letter to you, Mom. This might be my last letter. I love you.